see here. Well, good morning, all. Good morning, 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 good morning. Sensational. You still have my glasses on, I see. Miss Anna down in Dallas, Texas. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Natasha Ismail, Regional Director. Thank you so much. From Fresno, Mr. Bill Howard. Good morning. Miss Belinda Batiste. Good morning. Wow, we got a lot of folks on here. Hold on a second. Let me get my lighting right here. All right. Who else do we have this morning? Oh, we got Miss Christina. Thank you so much for joining the call this morning. Regional Vice President, Miss Jocelyn Driscoll. Thank you so much for being on the call this morning. Man, that's wow. That's great. We also like to thank Miss Kathleen Williams on the call today. Mr. Payon in Japan. Good morning, sir. Mr. Jordan Say in Nashville, Tennessee. Miss Pat Robinson over in Oakland. Frank, and let's go a little north. Patricia and Frank Bowman up in Elk Grove, California. Good morning. I'd like to thank good morning to Mr. Sam Foster. Good morning. Mr. Robinson, part of the bakery organization. Good morning. Tracy Gilmore, part of the bakery organization. Good morning. Miss Zoe Bowie, part of the bakery organization. And regional director himself, Mr. Brian Baker. There you go. Miss Joyce Brewer, good morning. Miss Caroline Baker, good morning. Miss T. Hayes, good morning. Mr. Winston Herbert, good morning, sir. Regional Director, Miss Evelyn Fez, what a wonderful job she did yesterday. Didn't she do a great job yesterday? Man, that was an amazing job she did yesterday. I just love it when she talks. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Let's see, Miss Marvin Carter, Mr. Marvin Carter, Regional Director, good morning. Beautiful sister, Miss Marcia Carter, thank you for joining the call as well. Mr. Harrison Mill, good morning, sir. Mr. Julian Lewis, Regional Director down in San Diego with the largest organization growing down there. Good morning. Miss Perla Banal, good morning. Good seeing you on the call this morning. Mr. Casey Carter down in San Diego. All right, Laker fan. Mr. Ismail, good morning, sir. Good morning, good morning. Ed Navarro down in Fresno, California. Good morning, sir. Miss Anita Castro, thank you, good morning. Eileen in San Diego, good morning, dear. Miss Candy Epperly, good morning. Miss Rose Guerrero, Regional Director out of Fresno as well. Good morning to everyone. Well, as you know, today we're wrapping up this week and wrapping up this month, but today's only Wednesday, halfway through. What do they call it? Hump day? That's what they call it. That's right, sensational hump day. All right, this young man today is an amazing young man. He is does a dynamite job. Ever since he started doing our conference calls for us, we really appreciate him. Yesterday was the 7th year anniversary in ACN. And yesterday was the 7th year anniversary. So for that, we got to give him the hat. That's right. He got to crown him. Got to crown him after 7 years. See, that's a milestone. 7 means what? Complete, 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 complete. So I want to thank this young man. I've watched his career. He got started when he was 20 years old. He's 27. Matter of fact, the 27th. Yeah. Yes, it was the anniversary. He's got a beautiful, handsome young man, son. His son will be 3 years old in November. He's a dad. He got started in ACN to be the #1 youngest SVP in the company. And tell you what, he's put on some numbers. Let me just say this much. I remember when I first met him, he had a group called the Wolfpack, and they were young people going through the college like Grant went through Richmond. He built a big organization. He watched it fall apart. He could have quit like most people, but he's not like most people. He's a leader. He's an eagle. He decided to get up off his backside and get out there and start building it. He started back in his mom's house in the basement, and then also his grandmother's closet, and turned around as himself. He got so knowledgeable about the industry. He's pumping up the book, building a network marketing by Mr. Mark Carruthers. Without further ado, my dear friend and soon to be a senior vice president, regional vice president platinum, Mr. Shakeel Cooper. Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for all of those words again. I'm very blessed and fortunate to be on here today. And I know today's the last big Wednesday event that, we did put together. So, I was able to put together a couple slides, but I do want to end it with a bang. So today, I want you guys to give me your permission to just, be myself and just share, what I have on my mind with you guys. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen, and I want to play I think it's a 4-minute video. And the reason why I want to get you prepared, before you hear the information from me. So hold on one second. Wow. Here we go.
my father said, if you've got something in your mind, it should come out of your lips. If you've got something in your mind, it should come out your mouth, Dan. And God knows, I took it to heart, and I've lived that way all my life. 98% of all the people on the planet that are high performance are introverts. Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates have something in common. They're introverts, just like you.
What it means? Maybe we have to explain this more.
Okay. Introverts meaning that you don't say what you really feel. Introverts is you don't act as if you really wanted to show the person that you don't disagree with them. Introverts are when your parents were telling you shit when you were growing up, you just put your head down and kept your mouth shut. And that's why you're introverted now as adults. As you can plainly see, I wasn't raised that way. I asked the question a couple of days ago. How many of you can raise your hand, but how many of you have kids? Too bad. But anyway, you have kids, okay? Don't raise your hand now. How many of you would like to have your kid grow up just like your parents? You know the answer, don't you? Close to zero. Because they were role models. Now, I'm not going to ask the second question. How many of you would like your kid to grow up and be like you? But the point is that I had self-esteem. I didn't know till I got grown up and was an adult that everybody didn't have self-esteem. I didn't understand that. I didn't realize that everybody didn't have self-confidence. I didn't realize that everybody didn't have self-worth. Because the kids that I hung with all were like I was. Because their parents were like, gave them a good role model. Most of the people that come to people like Michael or any of the gurus out there, and I call them a guru, come to them because you were lacking something in your childhood. In my particular case, a lot of people come to me because I'm the alpha male father they never had. Don't you understand? Don't you get it? You think Elon Musk wants to fit in? We know the answer is no, right? You want to fit in because you had poor role models at home. Most everybody in this room is a pleaser. But being a high-performance person is a full-time job. Michael's known me over 20 years. I'm like this when I wake up in the morning to brush my teeth. I'm like this when I brush my teeth before I go to sleep. I'm like this 24/7, 365, and I've been like this for the better part of 50 years. I'm always like this. I'm always pushing the edge of the envelope. And that's why, I'm an overnight success. I've been doing this, I've been coaching 25 and a half years, but all of a sudden I'm popular as hell, but I've been doing this for 50 years. I have the same habits today as I had 50 years ago. The exact same habits. But they're just ingrained in me. They're ingrained in me. And for those of you that have never been around the high performance people like I just alluded to, the Warren Buffetts, Elon Musk, God rest his soul, Steve Jobs, who I happen to have known, they were like this 24/7, 365. It wasn't an act. I was doing some research for my talk, and I looked up Heineken. Gerard Heineken, who was the founder of Heineken beer in 1864, he talked his rich mother. Heineken's come from a wealthy family even before the beer. He talked his mother into buying a brewery in 1864, which they then turned into Heineken. Gerard was a heart, tough as nails. Now, I didn't know him. I'm not that old, but I did know Freddie Heineken, the old man. And he was hard ball buster. Now, I don't know his daughter, the current CEO of Heineken, but I'm told she's a ball buster. I did know Steve Jobs. I do know Elon Musk. I do know Warren Buffett. I do know, and they're all ball busters. Success leaves clues, kids. I just named 5 of the greatest names in business in the last 150 years. And they all have one thing in common. They're ball busters. They're hard as nails. Where does that leave you?
Where does that leave you? So we can agree that after watching that video, you know, it really motivated me because, you know, the number one thing that I got out of that video, and I watch his videos every single day, but the number one thing I got out of it, he said, how would you want your kids to be like you? Would you want your kids to be like your parents? And if you really have that you really ask yourself that question, you look at yourself in the mirror, you ask yourself that question, would you want your kids to be like you? And if the answer is no, then what you've been doing all your life is not working. Because your ultimate goal is for your kids to become better than you. So in order for that to happen, you got to take action. And we all do ACN, so I'm going to go straight into the information, right? And if you guys got a chance this weekend, we had a big webinar where we got a chance to learn from some of the top money earners in the company. And I had the opportunity to train on some things. And one of the things that I talked about is IPA, income producing activities. Again, listen, we're in a business. If you are not focused all your effort on income producing activities, then you are wasting your time, because the only activities that make you money in this business is income producing activities. And time management, like I said, this weekend, it's all about scheduling our day to ensure that we are being productive as we want to be. Because in network marketing, this is your business, and you must treat it like a business which you invested $100,000 in, $200,000 in. You don't want to look at it like you invested just a couple $100, because guess what? If you treat it like a little home-based program, you know, it would just pay you just like that. You know, listen, you cannot have huge income in this opportunity if your focus is not on income producing activities. And you want to determine how much time throughout the day, throughout the week that you want to devote to your business. See, if you don't spend any time building your business, then you're really not doing the business. And what I love about the opportunity is that if you're part-time, you can only spend about an hour evening or 4 hours on the weekend. Point blank period is what I'm trying to tell you guys is that if you are not focusing on income producing activities, you are not doing a business. And a lot of people said, you know, I've been involved in ACN for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 1 year, you know, and I'm not where I need to be. Ask yourself this question: where have you been focusing your energy? Have you been focusing your energy on things that produce income in this opportunity? Or have you just been doing things to just keep you excited, like watching videos and things like that? Those things are great, but guess what? They're not going to help you build your business. And one thing I mastered is that you can never say the right thing to the wrong prospect. You can never say the wrong thing to the right prospect. And when you really take that in, you really understand that your goal is just to talk to anybody. Your goal is to talk to anybody. And the reason why you would love to talk to anybody, because you never know what they might say about this opportunity. See, a lot of people spend so much energy thinking, you know, oh, I don't think this person is going to do it, or I don't think that person is going to do it. But how do you know? Matter of fact, why does it even matter? See, if our ultimate goal is to recruit through and not to just recruit people, you will understand that every dud can lead you to a stud. Do you understand that some of the best people in my organization came from somebody that was a stud, capital STUD. But now, you know, they introduced me to other people. So just think about it, right? You got an opportunity where if you don't have a closed mind, you can become successful in this opportunity. One thing about me is that I don't have a closed mind. I'm willing to share the opportunity with anyone that's open and hearing about it. And if someone is closed-minded about it, your goal, you can't do nothing about it. And a lot of people are trying to convince people to do the business when you can just say, you know what, some will, some won't, so what, move on. If you stop spending so much time convincing people to do the business, and let's say you share the business with 10 people a day, at least 2 out of the 10 people will either sign up or become your customer. See, the business is all about a numbers game, but a lot of people are scared to play the numbers. And if someone is open to looking for opportunity, you will still want to show them the business in an effective manner. See, I've met a lot of people where, you know, if there's an A player, you know, they'll be suited, booted, they're excited, they're ready to go. But then there's somebody that's regular, you know, that might just work a 9 to 5 and things like that. You know, they might not have the same excitement or, you know, the same energy to share the business with that person, when 9 times out of 10, the business owner might not even do the business, but the person, you know, that you're treated like, you know, whatever, if they sign them, they sign them. If they don't, they don't. They might be the next person that signs up in your organization and become a big deal. So to me, I understood was just share the opportunity with every single person, no matter if they're from Yale or they're from jail. Your goal is just to share the opportunity. because you never know who they know. What if you were scared to talk to that person, that was working at that restaurant, but they knew someone that was open to change their life, and they led you to someone, and then down the line, you got an SCP in your organization. But if you don't talk to that person, how would you know? See, a lot of people have fear. They're scared to talk to people. And I understood that because I remember before I got involved in AC, and I was going to school for communications. And one of the classes that I had was speech class. And before, I wasn't scared to talk in front of a large crowd because, I worked at a restaurant. So, I got used to talking to strangers and things like that. So, that's something that helped me out, just not being scared to talk to someone and building a conversation and making them like you enough to leave you a tip. And that's one of the things that I learned in ACN. So when I had speech class, I remember we had a couple of times where we had to go in front of the room and, say out, speech. And it really developed my speaking in front of the room. I got to the point where I'm not scared to talk in front of people. See, when you really believe in yourself and what you're doing, you will not be scared to talk to people. See, a lot of times, the reason why most people are scared to talk to people is because they truly don't believe in themselves and they don't believe in the opportunity. They might know that they work for somebody else, but do you really know if it works for you? Because it all comes down to self-belief. See, I'm nobody different. I just believe in myself and I believe in the company. And when you believe in something so much, nobody can tell you that it can't work. But I understood that it's also great to use third party. See, a lot of people are so used to doing things by themselves. When you're at work, it's all about you. You don't get paid off for other people's effort. So you're never focused on building with other people and using other third parties. But what I got great at was using my mentor. See, I got great at putting my mentor to work. And a lot of people don't understand is that your mentor makes money off of you. And if you're not putting your mentor to work, then what are you really doing? If you have an opportunity where they're telling you, listen, you don't have to do it by yourself. So many people are scared to call their mentor up and to actually just show their mentor that they really want it bad enough. Because what do you understand at this, right? We're looking for people that want to take this to the top. We're looking for people. We can't go out there and just, beg people to do it. We want people that's willing to come to us and say, you know what? I want this to work. They're going to call our phones. They're going to do three-way calls. If you're not doing three-way calls, then what are you duplicating your business? You're duplicating a business where everything is just ran by you. And that's not a business. That's not exciting. That's not fun. One of the reasons why I have so much success in ACN because everything is not dependent on me anymore. The meetings are not dependent on me. The trainings are not dependent on me. All my team has to do is plug into the event and just do webinars. The other day, I started recording myself as far as, let me see how fast and effective I can do presentations. My fastest presentations was 6 minutes and 68 seconds. And someone signed up right after. See, a lot of people might be thinking, how in the world did you share? Listen, the 2-minute video explains everything. Your job is just to go briefly through the information and spend more time and energy finding out how can you get them to sign up than spending a whole 30 minutes or an hour going over the same thing that they just heard in the video. See, if ACN can condense it in 2 minutes and I can do it in 6 minutes, why can't you do it in 10 minutes? See, I spend most of my energy closing business, income producing activity. See, sharing the opportunity, yes, it's income producing activity, but guess what's more important than just sharing the business? Signing someone up, closing them in, getting them to sign up as a rep or a customer. That's where you want to focus most of your energy, is signing people up in the business, not 45 minutes trying to tell them how great ACN is. They seen the video. How hard? Listen, if you keep it simple, you will have more success. Keep it super simple. Stop trying to be, a motivational speaker when you're doing a presentation. Just go over the information. Listen, most of the time they're going to forget 90% of the things anyway. But what they will remember is how excited you are and your belief level. They're buying into you. They're buying into you. You want to have a duplicate system where your team is doing the same thing, not just showing the plan, but they're closing business. They're getting results, income producing activities. That's the only thing that will give you a check in ACN. Checking your email will not cut you a check. Just calling your team, begging them and bugging them about what they're doing is not going to get you a check. The only thing that's going to get you a check is when you show the plan and you spend most of your energy finding out a way how you can get them to either sign up in the business or sign up to become a customer. If you're not doing either one of those two things, you're not doing a business. You might think you're doing the business. You're not doing the business. Until you're putting in reps and customers, you're not doing the business. From there, all I'm saying is stick to the system of tools, events, edify, introduce your third party. Do it with enthusiasm because the prospects are buying your belief, meaning that people are buying into you. They're not buying into the company. Listen, everything in the video, everything in the presentation is great, but if you are not excited about it, why would they buy into it? It all comes down to you. And a lot of people don't think, oh, it comes down to me, but yes, your belief level is what's going to get people over the hump of signing up. Because think about it like this, right? If you're doing something right and you have someone that truly believe and know for a fact how to get to where you're trying to go, 9 times out of 10, you're going to follow them. But what if you have someone that come to you, they sound real skeptical, they're shaking when they're talking, they really don't believe in what they're doing? Do you think they're going to want to do business with you? Do you think they want to do anything with you? They would not want to do anything with you. Listen, people follow people with a backbone, not a wishbone. Let me say it again, a backbone, not a wishbone. You can't wish your way to success. You can't hope your way to success. You have to make it happen. And a lot of people don't see the little steps throughout the years that it's going to take for you to develop that duplication in your organization. And like I told you before, I spend most of my energy sorting, not convincing. A lot of people spend 30, 40 minutes begging them why you don't want to do it. You sure you don't want to do it? You need to do it. Trust me, you got to do it. If you don't do this, then what do you go? No, listen, sort. S-O-R-T, sort. This is an important concept that empowered me to become one of the top recruiters in my company for many years, because guess what? It's not about just who I recruit. Listen, it's about a team of people that's recruiting and acquiring customers. And I was once taught that amateurs convince, professionals sort. And I live by this daily. I am not in the convincing business. I am in the sorting business. I am looking for those that's looking for me. And if you're not looking for me, then I'm not looking for you. And I'm on to the next person. See, I don't get caught up on people. I get caught up on trying to find the people that want to do what I do. Stop spending so much time trying to convince people to do what they don't want to do. Listen, if you got to convince them to get involved in the business, you got to convince them to work. Listen, if they're not open, move on, find the next person who is open to the opportunity. Why beg someone to change his or her life with your amazing life-changing business? Listen, you don't need that person. Your business needs people. You just don't need that person. Stop getting caught up on one person. One person is not going to blow your business up. One person is not going to change your life. One person is not going to do anything to change the aspect of your life. It's going to take many amounts of people. You got to get into the sorting business. Stop convincing people. Stop trying to beg people to do ACN. Stop trying to get them to see what you see. Listen, if they don't see what you see, on to the next people. On to the next people. If you have to convince them to join, you have to convince them to work. And most likely, they're not willing to be coachable and follow the system. Just think about it like this. Have you ever seen the picture with the guy trying to drag the donkey up the hill? So imagine you trying to drag a donkey, number one. And then you hear, the noise donkey makes. I don't know the noise, but it's like hee-haw, whatever type of noise, right? But just imagine how annoying that might sound after a while, right? That's how it is when you're convincing and begging people to do the business. You're pulling them to do it. And all you hear is a whole bunch of excuses. Oh, this don't work. What if they don't want to sign up? What if someone don't want to support me? They got a million excuses about why it wouldn't work instead of just finding out one reason why it would work. See, people talk themselves out of having success before they even attempt to have success. When 9 times out of 10, 90% of success is in your mind. It's all mental. The 10% work is the easy part. The hardest part is up here, figuring out in your mind that you really believe that you can do it. And that's most people's problem. They don't really believe that they can really be successful. So number one, it starts with you. Form. Listen, when you're talking to people, do you even know how to talk to people? A lot of people just jump out there and not knowing what to say. And then they come back and say, oh, it's not working. Listen, form. Don't make the mistakes of trying to immediately jump right into your sales or recruiting pitch ever. Meaning that when you meet someone for the first time, do not automatically throw up in their face ACN. Your whole goal is to open a conversation, get to know that person and what makes them tick. People will do business with people they know, like, and trust. Let me repeat that again. People will do business with people they know, they like, or they trust. Meaning that if you're not a likable person, if you're not smiling all the time, nobody will want to talk to you. People don't like to talk to people that don't smile. Listen, smile. Smile. I don't matter what, smile. The reason why you want to smile because it's contagious. It shows that, listen, when you go outside today, look around and see how many people are smiling today. You're going to stand out. Why are you smiling? They're going to ask themselves this question. Why are you so happy? People want to be around happy people and then trust. Listen, if you're not a trustworthy people, your friends and your family members will not support you. Nobody want to do business with people they don't trust. If you look sketchy, if you act sketchy, if you talk sketchy, listen, if you sound like a scam artist, they're not going to listen to you. They're not. People want to do business with people they either know, they like, or they trust. So if I was you, I would try to be either all three of them. Listen, it don't take long for someone to get to know you. And it don't take long for someone to get to like you. And it really don't take long for someone to trust you. But if you break any of those things, it's hard to get it back. So listen, if you have not yet established rapport, they will not buy from you or will not join your business, period. You got to build that rapport. And let's get that clear and forever. You have to build rapport before you talk to people. Meaning like this, right? Let's say I went to the mall, right? And, I seen someone, they got a nice watch or they have a nice tie on or some shoes. Listen, it don't matter. Number one, always compliment someone. And the reason why you always want to compliment someone, because guess what? You got to understand that most people don't compliment people. Just think about when you're out and someone tell you, I like your hair. I like your nails. I like it. And listen, and you could be thinking, you sure? But in your mind, you're excited. You're happy that, wow, this person just gave me a compliment. So think about how you feel when you get a compliment. So think about how someone else would feel if you went over and gave them a compliment. Even if they didn't have the best tie on or the best watch on, but you made it as though they stood out. You make people feel good, they will be open to hearing what you got to say. So that's the first thing. Talk to them. Build that relationship. So to begin this friendship building conversation, or maybe if you guys are already friends, how do you begin a conversation that can lead to bringing your service or business? So I'm going to explain it right now. Form. So these are the 4 powerful conversation drivers that can lead you to discovering the hot buttons necessary to form a connection for you and your opportunity. So to begin the conversation, ask them about these topics, then listen. Let me repeat that again. Ask them about these topics, then listen. Don't talk first, listen, because if you listen, they will tell you everything that you need to know. See, and that's the problem right there. People talk too much. Talk too much. Shut up. That's why you have one mouth and 2 ears. The people that talk the less makes the most money. And the reason why, because guess what? If I had people just tell me everything about them, they will give me all the answers. I don't have to keep talking to them to convince them what gets them excited. So guess what you got to do? You have to use form. This stands for family, occupation, recreation, and money. If you are not using any one of these 4 topics in your conversation, and in reality, if you really want to get great at this business, you should figure out a way how to put all 4 into one conversation. And I'm going to explain to you how this works. So if you're taking notes, family, occupation, recreation, and money. So here we go. Family. Ask them about, ask them about their kids. What they do for a living. Ask them, what do they do for fun? What sports do they play? Ask them how, as a parent, do they enjoy some of these activities with their kids? Ask them, what sports do their kids play? And then you can go to occupation. Ask them about their career. What do they like most about it? What do they like? What do they do for a living? What do they spend most of their time doing? Then ask them this follow-up question, what do you like least about your job? So first you want to ask them, what did you like best about your job? Then what did you like least about your job? Because they're going to tell you what they like least. But you always want to start off on a positive note. And then you want to throw it in there. Boom. What did you like least about your job? And from there, most likely, they will tell you the reason why. And most of the time it's because of the money or the time. You want to focus on talking to them about the positive more and then throwing the negative part, which is what don't you like best? But never, never, never talk down about their job. I don't care if they're working at McDonald's. Make it as way as though, like, wow. So for example, right? I'm talking to someone, right? I'm talking to one of the workers there, like, you know, hey man, how you doing? You know, talking, having a conversation. Hey man, I like your shirt. I like your watch, man. They're gonna be open. I'm like, man, so you know, what do you do for a living? You know, throw that in there. You know, from there, ask them about where they working at their job. If they work at McDonald's, say, hey man, what you like best about working here? 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say nothing. Then from there, they're gonna say, what do you like least about working here? They're gonna say the money. And the reason why, because most people don't get paid enough, no matter what they do. They just don't get paid enough. So you always want to go with the positive and then follow up with the negative. Because once you follow up with the negative and they say, hey man, you know, I might make a lot of money, but I just don't have no time. Boom. Then you're going with the time. They say they might not make a lot of money, then you're going with the money. You want to mirror and match whatever they say. So if they tell you that, you know, they don't have a lot of time, don't start talking about ways to make more money. Start talking about ways to help them get more time. You want to mirror and match, and then you go from there. Recreation. Ask them, what do they enjoy to do when they're not working? So you're like, hey man, so what do you do outside of work? You know, what's some of your hobbies? You know, hone into the ones that you have in common together, right? So let's just say, man, you know, I like basketball. Hey man, I love basketball, man. Did you watch the playoffs? Did you watch the championship? What's your favorite team? You know, the Lake, man, that's my team too. Listen, I don't care if they like the wackest team in the company. I like them too. I'm gonna mirror and match whatever they like. Well, if you like it, I like it too. Why? Because guess what? People want to do business with people that's like-minded, that think like them. So you always want to mirror and match. They tell you, you know, they like the Ravens. Don't say, oh, I'm a Steelers fan. You're not mixing marrying. That's their rivals. You want to be on the same page. You want to be likable. So from there, you want to find out what they dream about and daydream with them. Talk about them. Build that vision for a second. Because from there, they might not have the freedom to act on it. So you want to talk about, like I told you, you want to talk about the things that they like. And then number 4, money. When you bring up money, it's never good to make them feel bad about it. Talk about it in general. Talk about the economy. Talk about the job market. Talk about investment. Find common ground on what you agree on and share how you have been thinking about how to plan for early retirement or how you feel that that's not enough money. It never seems to be enough. So you want to talk about money, and you don't want to talk about money first. That's why I say form: family, occupation, recreation, and money. And the reason why you don't want to talk about money first, because money is a very touchy subject to most people. And the reason why, because most of them, they don't have it and they don't even understand how money works. So it's a very, you know, it's a very sticky subject to just automatically come at someone and said, you know, I know you don't make a lot of money at this job. I got an opportunity for you. How would you feel if someone came up to you and said, I know you don't make a lot of money. You know, you should do my business. No, they're not. They're automatic. Listen, even if your business is great, they're not going to be open to hearing what you got to say because you haven't developed that rapport with them. You just threw up in their face and just said, listen, I know you don't make no money. You need an opportunity. How would you feel if someone did that to you? How would you feel if someone down talked what you was doing without building that rapport? See, you throwing the money conversation last because before that, guess what? You already got them. The money is just the icing on the cake. And the reason why, because guess what? Everybody know that they are open to making more money. But why would they share with you their money situation? Most people are very insecure about their money situation. So they're automatically not going to open up to you about them having lack of money. Because you can agree, I've seen people that work at McDonald's and they got nothing but designer on. They spend their whole check and they got on $400 or $500 pair of shoes, $500 belt. They spend all that money to look good because they don't want other people to know that they working at McDonald's or they have some little job. They want to still show you that, hey, I'm making money, when in reality, most people are not making a lot of money. So most people are insecure about money. So always start off with the family, then talk about the occupation, recreation, and then the money. See, most people do it backwards. They talk about the money first, then they try to talk about fun. Listen, the moment you talk about the money is the moment where they're either looking at you as, you know, what did this person want from me? They haven't built a rapport. They don't even want to get to know me. They automatically just want to make money with me, but they don't even know who I am. They don't know my situation. So like I told you before, form, family, occupation, recreation, and money. And it might sound like it's a little bit of information, but I can promise you that if you master this, you will build a big team. Because at the end of the day, you got to learn how to talk to people. If you open your mouth, you don't have anything to offer, or you don't even know what you're talking about, why would people want to follow you? Why would they want to listen to you? See, it's the system. I'm not telling you things that I made up. I've learned about this since I've been in the business. And these are the 4 kinds of people that's crucial to your success in business and life in general, right? So when you use the form, right? So those people, their hotspot is either going to be one of these 4 things. Number 1, you know, they will be either a shark, which is money motivated. I'll explain a little bit more. Dolphin, they might like to have fun. They might be a party animal. And then at the bottom left, there's an urchin. A lot of information. They got a lot of, I guess you call them tentacles, whatever you want to call them. And then on the bottom right, there's whales. And we can agree, what do whales do? Whales love to help. You never really see whales, you know, harm people and things like that. Whales are just known for helping. So today we'll examine the 4 personalities through the lens of 4 high profile people who embody them. So somebody like Richard Branson, right? Everyone know who Richard Branson is, right? The guy that created Virgin Mobile, you know, things like that. Listen, he's a what? He is a dolphin. He's a dolphin. Even though he's a business owner, he's super successful. He's a billionaire. He's a dolphin. So you got to understand that every person fits one of these 4 traits. So people like Richard Branson, he's a dolphin. Then there's people like Warren Buffett. What would you consider him? He's an urchin. He's information. He reads a lot of books. He said he would rather sit in his library and read all day long. He's an urchin. It's about information. It's about numbers. It's not just about excitement. It's about numbers. And then what would you call someone like Oprah Winfrey? Oprah Winfrey is a whale. She's a whale. I know you've seen the meme. You get a free thing. You get a free thing. You get a free thing. You get a free. Why? Because she's always giving away money, giving away cars, giving away pot sets. When it comes holiday season, she's always giving away things, right? And then there's Mark Cuban from the Shark Tank. What is he? Shark. He's a shark, straight up. He's a shark. He's about the numbers. How much money can I make? So guess what? You're going to figure out what are these 4 traits and how can I use this to build my business. And I'll give you some tips on how to relate these to the people that you want to talk to, right? So personality type described as animals: shark, whales, dolphin, urchin. When used, edifying your expert for a 3-way call. So when edifying an expert for a 3-way call, we don't always know the hot button of our prospects. That's important. The hot button. When it's going to get them interest, that light bulb moment. Ping! The moment you say something, what's going to set up that light bulb for them? In other words, we don't necessarily know what is the most important thing to them, but when making an important decision or in being able to relate or to gain the respect for another person, with that in mind, it's best to say things about your expert that personality types can relate to. Meaning that they can relate to, right? So if you're talking to someone, you know, that loves helping people, guess what? Talk about how great the person that you're working with is about helping people. Don't talk about money. If someone is not interested about money, don't talk about money. If someone not interested about helping people and they're just interested about making money, guess what? Just talk about the money. You know, if someone just wanted more information, say, listen, I'm working with someone, they know all of the information, they can answer every single question, they know the company in and out. And then there's people that like to have fun. Say, listen, man, this guy's a ton of fun to work with. He's a ball of energy, and just talk about how much fun. So again, here's a quick way to remember these personality types, right? Sharks, people who are success and the money motivated. This is their motto: show me the money. We can agree with her people before. Show me how much money you made. Show me how much money people you made. Listen, show them the money. Not specifically go show them the money, but they want to know more about the money. So you want to focus 90% of your energy on talking about the money. From there, whales, caring people. Think of how a whale can carry the whole world on their back. The type of person that want to help others in a sense of community is very important. So you're going to have people that like our business, but they might not be involved in it for the money. They just want to care and give back to the community. There's a lot of people like that in ACN. They do it to just give back to the community. So you want to go out there and talk to those people too. Dolphins. This type of person is motivated by fun and recognition. There's some people out here, all they care about is having fun and being on the scene. They love it because they're excited. They love it because the convention. They love it because of the events. So they will want to know about the trips, talk about the retreats, the cruise. You know, I've been on the cruise since I've been in ACN also, and the prizes you can earn. Listen, it's all there. And then urchin. The urchin needs all of the facts. Think of the little tentacles on the urchin just as gathering all of the data. While this person may take more work during the prospecting phase one, once they are sold, they tend to be loyal. And those are the people that get involved in your business. They got answer for everything. I mean, a question for everything. What is this? What is that? Why is this? What is that? But guess what? When they really sold out, they're loyal because they understand the information. They're not going off of hype. See, a dolphin might just go off of hype. But an urchin, they want all of the information. And they might be a little slow at start, but once they get it, you got a lifer. But guess what I'm looking for? I'm looking for 6 people that's sharks, whales, dolphin, and urchin. They're all 4-in-1. And the reason why, because I'm all 4-in-1. I'm a shark. I'm about the money. Show me the money. I'm a shark all day. But I know how to be a whale. I still have a heart. I want to help people. You know, I'm not just about the money. Because if I was, listen, it's a lot of people begging me to do this and do that and do that. Listen, I'm about helping the people that I started with. And then there's dolphins. I love to have fun. I can listen. I've been at parties where we had a ball. I took my shirt off. I'm swinging in the air. I'm having fun with the team because I want to show them, listen, you can make money, help people, and still have fun. But at the same time, I'm also an urchin. I also spend time and energy on the facts. I know the industry. I got books on books. And I mean, I study what I'm doing. I'm not just talking just to be talking. And that's why I tell a lot of people, you got to spend time learning about the industry. It's not just about the company. You're in the network marketing, the direct sales industry. You can't just study one company. You have to study the industry so that you can truly know what you have your hands on. Because guess what? If you don't know that there's people that's making 6 figures a month, you would never really believe that you can make 6 figures a month. And there's stories I heard of some people making 7 figures a month in the industry, not the company, the industry. Why can't I do it? So once you knew what other people can do, guess what? You can now stretch your limits. So for example, right, an edification example would be to include all of the 4 type traits would be like this, right? So let's say, right, I'd introduce you to Bill Jones, right? So I got a mentor on my phone. My mentor name is Bill Jones, right? And I have a prospect, right? This is how I would edify my mentor to the prospect. So to say, right, hey, man, I'd like to introduce you to Bill Jones. Listen, Bill is heading up the national expansion of our company and has been an instrument in my success. He's a family man, a ton of fun to work with. Bill is the perfect person to answer your questions about the compensation plan as he understands all of the details on how to leverage it for maximum earning potential. How simple was that? Did you notice that I talked about him being a shark? Did I talk about how much money he made? No. I talk about him being a shark. He's a family man. Whales, they travel as a family. They're never really by themselves. A ton of fun to work with. When you look at dolphins, are they ever bored? No. If you ride past a pack of dolphins, they'll start flipping and jumping and doing a whole bunch of things, right? So people want to be with people that's fun. And he knows all of the details about the compensation plan, how the money work. See, when people talk about the money, they automatically talk about being a shark. But you got to understand that when you said he understands how all of the money work, the details, that's when he includes urchin. And that's where a lot of people tend to forget. They just focusing on people being a shark, but they don't really focus in on urchin. You got to talk about all 4 because you don't know which one that they really, really might be. But you want to talk about all 4 because guess what? As long as you talk about all 4, you hit on whatever they are. So if they're a shark, you talked about it. If they're a shark and a dolphin, you talked about it all in one. If they're all 3, you talk about it. If they're all 4, you talk about it, right? So if you can get great at mentioning all 4 in one conversation, you're going to have them every single time. Because no matter what you just said, you already hit one of their hot buttons. And if you're not hitting people hot buttons, how will you get them interested in the business? So of course, some people are a combination of personality traits. For example, they might be a shark dolphin. This is another reason why you want to be sure to hit on all of the top buttons. They might be a shark urchin. They might be a shark and it might be an urchin. You never know. So guess what? You want to use this simple, listen, this is the best edification script that you can ever use, because guess what? Now, how can you lose? How can you lose? With every single person, you have a system in place, and guess where this came from? The book. Where is it at? I'm just building my empire. Do you know how many people that I told to get this book, and since they got in this book, their mindsets have shifted about how they build this business? They went from not really knowing how to really structure and build to, as they started reading the books, they're like, oh, this is a system. What I've been doing is just been freestyling. But if you understood that, listen, you're not going to get far freestyling. Because if you are freestyling, guess what you're duplicating? A bunch of freestylers. What are you going to get with that? Nothing. Look at street basketball and look at the NBA. Do you honestly believe that you can take your street ball mentality and go into the NBA and become successful? No, they have a system. You can't play street ball and then go into the NFL and do the same thing and think you're going to win a Super Bowl, because they have a system. Every company, everything has a system. So you got to just do what? Plug into the system, and then you will have success. And to call to action, posture and confidence. As you've seen in that video, that guy, his posture is out of this world and his confidence. You can't tell him nothing. And you want to have the same way where, listen, people, they don't even feel comfortable talking to you just any type of way. Meaning that when you open your mouth, it's respect. And it's not because you're demanding it. It's because your posture and your confidence is there. And when you're contacting prospects, whether it's warm market or cold market, strangers, you must come across as confident in yourself. And when you are representing the company, if you believe in your product or your service or your opportunity, then surely you should believe in yourself. You should believe in yourself first before you believe in anything else. You should never say, but I'm not good at sales. But I'm not sure if people will listen to me. But I'm afraid that people might judge me. But what if they say no? But I'm not sure what to say. Listen, you can butt your way out of this business if you let yourself keep thinking that. But you have the most amazing services you've ever seen in a company. You have a company that's already paying people like you 6 to 7 figures a year. Why can't you do it? So the goal is to do what? Act now. Call to action is to act now. Develop that posture, develop that confidence, and go SVP. Why? Listen, if it's there, why not? Why not? Why not go after it? The only reason why you're not going after these goals is because you don't really believe in yourself. You don't really believe that you can do it. Because if you really believe that you can do it, you would just do it. See, I don't need no outside motivation. You know, I don't call my mentor just to motivate me. I've been motivated since I signed that paperwork. I use my mentor because the system tells me to, but I don't need anybody outside to motivate me to change my life and build a big business. I motivate me. So if you guys want to build something big, you guys want to change your life, you guys want to be free for a long period of time, you know, I'm just thinking like this. Yesterday was my 7-year anniversary. I'm like, man, when I'm 30 years old, I'll be a decade. Do you know how it will feel to tell people I haven't worked a job in a decade and you're just turning 30? Do you understand what you can be in the next few years if you just go out there and make it work? I'm not telling you this to brag. Listen, I went through the sacrifices. I went through everything that most people were scared to go through. I made it. I lost it all. I got it back. You know, guess what? I never cared what anybody thought about me throughout the process. I never cared what people think when I was doing good. I never cared what people think about me when I was doing bad. And the reason why, because I'm actually free. I don't have to wake up. Listen, I wake up when I'm finished sleeping. Today, you know, I said, you know what? I'm going to sleep until 11 o'clock today, right before I have a call. And the reason why, because my body felt a little tired. And guess what I did? I slept until I was finished sleeping. And guess what I'm going to do the rest of the day? I'm going to make some money. And I'm going to do it from where? The comfort of my home. I don't have to leave my home to make money. But more importantly, I have a team of people. They're doing meetings also. The system is running with or without me. That's what you want. A system that's running with or without you. But I'm still working. I'm still here. But at the end of the day, I'm my own boss. I do things when I want to, not because I have to. And when you develop that type of freedom and mindset, you would never want to go back to someone telling you to do something when you don't want to do it. And you can always work and make your own schedule. But at the same time, like I said, you got a system. It's not about you. You got to remove you out of the situation. Stop making it about you. Create the system so that way you can really have some time freedom and you don't feel as though you just purchased another job. Because if you build your business based off of people driven, you basically just purchase another job because everything is based on what you got to do. And we can agree, we got involved in ACN for some time freedom. You didn't get involved in ACN, like I said, to work this every single day to make you feel as though, man, I'm not excited about what I'm doing. I'm not fired about what I'm doing. You know, I'm not excited about it. Because guess what? Those are the same things that people are saying when they're at work, when they're doing something they don't like just to pay the bills. If you have something in your hands that you really, truly deserve, and you really, truly feel as though that it's something that you really want, and it's going to give you the time freedom that you really want, or the extra money that you really want. You might be a person where you got all the time in the day. Why not make some money with all that time? Don't waste it. Go out there, act now, call to action, go SVP. Because guess where I'm going? I'm going SVP. I'm not focused on what's going on during the journey. I'm focusing on when I get to SVP, I'm going to look back and thankful for everything that I went through, because guess what? You don't want to get to a point in your business where you hit a promotion and you don't know how you got there. That's the worst part about having success, is becoming successful and not knowing how you became successful. Just think about a person like this, right? The person that won the lottery, but they've been broke all their life. In 2 years, guess what? They're going to be right back to being broke again, because guess what? They don't have the right mindset. They don't have the mindset. So you got to develop that mindset and go out there and just change your mind, because if you change your mind, you can change your life. So that's all that I have today. And I hope you guys were able to take some, information the past couple of weeks and go out there, and apply some of the knowledge and the information, because I promise you everything I told you, it worked, because I'm still doing it today and it's still working. So I look forward to seeing you guys in our travels. And, I do want to pass the call back to Mr. Al Thomas.
Sir, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. We want to say happy 7-year anniversary.
Thank you.
For you as of yesterday. I gave you a call yesterday and let them know, hey folks, 7 years. He's the right young age of 27 years old. What were you doing at 27? How many people in your organization is that young to get started and also build an incredible organization? That is so amazing at the ripe age of 27, living that lifestyle. He will be on track to be the youngest senior vice president in ACN. I love what he talked about. Matter of fact, Don Pena, that's the video of Don Pena. Some of you can't handle him because he'll get in your face and make you change your shorts. Trust me, Dan Pena's no joke at all. And I love what he said. I love it, because he's a ball buster, and I love it. I love the idea of the income producing activities. That is so powerful. Can we show some love to Mr. Cooper? Man, this was a powerful, as always, sir, as always, you deliver so much information in a powerful way, so methodical that people can pick it up and run with it. There's no excuse why people, like you said, the reason why they're not senior vice president RVPs, they don't believe it. They don't believe they can do it. It's amazing when somebody in an area hits it, also everybody believes, oh, it's possible now. It's so amazing to me how that is so true. You hit the nail on the head. Why we have to wait for somebody else to hit it for us to believe it when it's all there for us to go do. So thank you, sir. Tonight, everybody.